To the Board of Education for the School District of Milton meeting. Our vision is we believe in opportunities, achievement, and community for all. Our mission is the School District of Milton, in partnership with the community, prepares our students for achievement and lifetime readiness by providing opportunities for all. And before we get started, those of you not in the room will notice we have two young people joining us tonight from the Student Council, and they'll introduce and give their report in just a little bit. All right, stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. I would entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I have a motion from Rick and a second from Jennifer. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Entertain a motion on minutes.
I'll move to approve the minutes for the regular meeting held on August 25th, 2025 as presented.
I'll second that.
I have a motion from Tracy, a second from Rick. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Entertain a motion on vouchers.
I'll move to approve general checking account vouchers totaling $894,397.06 as presented.
Second.
A motion from Tracy, a second from Rick. Any questions or comments on the vouchers? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, we are on to Student Council. Welcome.
The first week of school went very well overall. Everyone's settling in, lots of clubs are starting back up, and lots of first meetings are this week. The freshmen are acclimating well, and I would give a lot of that credit to the Link crew that helped them get familiar with their homeroom, learn their schedules, and just the way around the school in general. Fall sports are also off to a great start with lots of great wins. I'd say there's quite a bit of adjusting to do with the new phone policy, but I think once everyone starts getting used to it, it will just become a new habit. Student Council in particular is busy sorting out all the planning for homecoming week and the dance. And we have another meeting this week to really set things in stone and finalize some of the last things. So we're very excited for that. That's all I have. Does anyone have any questions?
Thanks for sharing. I'm just curious, what class are each of you?
I'm a junior.
Okay, great. Thanks. Welcome.
And just a quick question, again, thanks for being here. What's the cadence for how often you're coming? Is it once a month or?
I believe we are coming to every meeting and then speaking on the 1st of every month.
Great. Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you again for both of you. Appreciate your time. I believe there is no public comment. I looked at the sheet just a few minutes ago, so we will move on to, thank you for double checking. Yep. We'll move on to our superintendent update.
And as you all know, our first day of school was last Tuesday, September 2nd. So today was our 5th school day, so officially 1 week in. And we want to welcome all of our staff and students back into classrooms for the 25-26 school year. Emmy talked about or mentioned Link Crew, and I was fortunate enough to stop at the high school while they were doing some of their work. And I want to thank the upperclassmen who are involved in Link Crew. It's a great time for our freshmen to come in and learn more about the school, but it's also a great time for them to build connections with each other and with some of the upperclassmen. And our students that were involved in that across all grade levels just did an outstanding job. I want to put a plug in for the Milton Summer Lunch Bunch. Thank our community members, volunteers, and supporters. This year we had, and I need my glasses for this, 10,465 lunches that were served over the summer, which is amazing. It's 2,300 more than were distributed in the summer of 2024. That program is entirely staffed by volunteers. Many of them are our own staff members or students, and it's supported through donations and grant funding. So they are always taking donations, but I want to thank all of the volunteers, the folks that run the program, in ensuring that our students and children in our community have food through the summer months. And then lastly, again, it's kind of a repeat of something that Emmy hit on, but homecoming is September 29th through October 3rd. There's a lot of different activities that are going on. I'm not going to list them all here, but details on the different celebrations, spirit days, parade, and athletic and extracurricular events are shared out through our schools and on our district social media pages. And those will be shared in the coming weeks. Any questions on the Red Hawk highlights? If not, the next agenda item on the superintendent update is administrative guidelines. The last board meeting where we met, I shared that we would be sharing out with the board a spreadsheet with the administrative guidelines. We have since sent that out to board members, and I just wanted to maybe get feedback from board members. Is that model working when you click on links, if you've had a chance to, or any questions on how to access those administrative guidelines? If there aren't, if you do have any trouble with that, just reach out to either me or to Chelsea, and we can get that, any questions that you have fixed on that. And just as a review for folks who are maybe listening in this meeting or online on this meeting who weren't here at the last meeting, the board sets policies for our school district, and then our administrative team puts in place administrative guidelines that are guidelines on how we implement the policies. It gets into more specific details. There isn't an AAG or an administrative guideline for every policy, but some of them require, to help with consistency across our district, we have administrative guidelines that provide more detail for our staff and for everyone that's working within our policies.
And I would just say, Rich, I was able to get into them and the links are working for me.
Okay.
So I've looked at only a couple. I didn't test every single link, but yeah, it seemed really workable.
All right. That sounds great. And then the last thing under the superintendent update, I'll share a little bit and then I'll turn it over to Annette too to speak to this item. But it's if you remember last year, we had a Red Hawk recognition where staff members could nominate other staff members, and then we recognized them at school board meetings. We started it last spring and are planning to carry that over again now, starting at the next board meeting. But Annette, do you want to share your thoughts on that or any questions that you have for the board?
A question for the board as a whole, if there were any things you would like to see changed or updated in that recognition program before we send out the nomination forms, if you could let me know by the end of this week. And then Rich and I meet on Tuesdays and we can look at those and then we can start the process. But I just wanted to be sure we all had input or ideas before we roll out the first iteration of that for this year.
Could I just ask one question? How is the staff communicated to? Is it via an email?
About the ability to nominate their colleagues, yeah, we'll send an email out with a nomination form. We use a Google form for them to fill out if they want to nominate someone.
Thank you.
This really irrelevant, but just kind of a curiosity question. Those that were nominated and received the award last year, are they eligible again?
We would rather open it up to folks that haven't already been honored with the recognition.
I agree. I like that. Thank you.
That was everything under the superintendent's update.
Yep, thank you very much. And now we are on to summer school highlights. And it makes me smile because I know the day that I walked around summer school, it was just a joyful day.
Thank you. Yeah, summer school makes me smile too. It's a great program and super proud to be part of it every year. So the slides are up there and I know they were in the board packet, but I just will kind of share a little bit about at a high level and of course open it up to any questions that you have. Just like everything in the district, we're going to try to focus on opportunity, achievement, and community when we're planning and implementing our summer school program. And I'm trying to capture a little bit of that in the slides for you tonight. So our teaching and support staff, 86% of our teachers and aides and support staff are Milton folks. I mentioned that because I feel like that's a pretty impressive. I should have also done the calculation of the loyalty from year to year.
Thank you. Many of those folks are also repeat staff members who've been with us before. So really can't do summer school without staff. And so if we build it, the students will come. And thankfully, we have really amazing staff every summer to help us run a great program. So thanks to that staff, and here's a few of them at work. You can see those smiles. We offered 84 classes. So last year we had 77. So we did offer a few new courses this year. Sometimes those are enrichment courses, and sometimes it's just another offering of a high school credit recovery subject that we didn't offer the year before. But that's a really good variety. We had at least 10 options for enrichment for every grade level, with the exception of our 4K, because those little ones that are just turning 4, they come to us for a jump start to 4K and a music, motion, and play in 4K. But from kindergarten through 8th grade, we had at least 10 options for each of those grades, which gives students and families some variety. And there's a few more pictures there. If you recognize up in the top left, that's the athletic performance class, some of our high school athletes working hard. What you can't see is there's a bunch of weights on those racks that they're pushing back and forth. It looked painful. And they were actually like trying to race each other and enjoying it. And I thought that was interesting. Fishing is always a hit. You can see some of the little ones working on their fine motor skills. And the other picture is Legos. It's kind of hard to see in the picture. Speaking of Legos, that was one of our really popular new classes. We also had Ian Kirst, who's one of our high school teachers and basketball coaches. He offered a summer school basketball program for high school athletes that took in a lot of students. We had Swiftie Session, which was an art class all around the eras of Taylor Swift and themes around friendship. Model Rocketry was just an amazing class. The energy of the students and the educator in that room was just really something special. And we brought back the class. Old MacDonald had some vowels that we used to offer and then didn't for a while, and we were able to bring that one back. We also, through our summer school program, help with the classes that are transitions. And so 4th grade, those students that are going from 3rd to 4th or moving into the district as new 4th graders are offered an opportunity to come for a 90-minute class in August. They come and they meet with their whole classroom. So it's kind of a neat opportunity. They meet their classmates before the first day of school. And you can see 186 out of our 231 current 4th graders participated. So that's great turnout. 7th grade, making the move. So those 6th graders moving on to the middle school have an opportunity to go to the middle school in August for 3 full days. Well, I guess it's 3 days, but again, like 75 minutes a day, not full days. And a good proportion of our 7th graders participated as well. And our high school 101 class is for incoming freshmen, and that one had a little bit less participation. And that one is for 5 days, where they come for a segment of time during 5 days. I think in Milton, we do such a great job of all of our students having exposure to our high school through participating in different activities, assemblies, field trips, and sporting events, that it's less of a stigma to go to the high school. So I think a lot of people feel really comfortable. That's my theory on why maybe those numbers were down a little. Plus, freshmen can't drive, right? So to have to provide transportation for a whole 5 days might be a challenge for some families. But we're proud of that participation level and of all of these programs and what it does to help kids get ready for the year. This just kind of highlights some of the other things we have going on. Emmy, who's here, was one of our really reliable Silver Cord volunteers with the volleyball program. Thank you for that. And we had, I think, over 30 high school students who volunteered with our summer school classes this year. So the most ever we've had for Silver Cord. And that's a good way for them to earn some hours and to get exposure to working with all kinds of students and different teachers and programs. In the area of achievement, we do offer Jumpstart academic classes for K-8 students, and we had another increase from last year in how many students were participating. Credit recovery, this year we had 15 different courses, so the students don't have to come for a certain amount of time. Rather, they come to accomplish the areas that they failed during the school year. So they come and do that work until the teacher says that they've passed those portions, and then they don't have to keep returning. So that's what we call a logged class. They're not required to be there every day. We take attendance and give them credit for the minutes that they are there learning. PE is one of those classes. They're there every day for 6 weeks to earn that credit. And we've talked a lot about the enrichment classes that still integrate a lot of academics, even though it might be chocolate factory, they're still doing math and writing and reading and those fun classes too. Just want to highlight a couple of the community connections. We work with Go Right Way to provide a transfer shuttle buses that take the students between the sessions. The YMCA, it runs a aftercare program, a wraparound care at Northside. So Northside is a gracious host for them. We had, I think, over 60 students this summer. So those students get to participate in summer school. When the program wasn't housed at Northside, they were at the Y, at the Parker Y, but there was no transportation. So none of those children had those opportunities. So it's just an awesome partnership. City of Milton provides us crossing guards, and we didn't have to beg for them this year, so that was great. And then the Ice Age Trail, we have a fitness, walking, and hiking class, and we have people from the Ice Age Trail Alliance come as guest speakers and provide resources to the kids. And all of the work that we do is really for all. So we make sure our program is accessible for students with disabilities. We have a program that is open to all residents, all students who are open enrollment in or out, and even non-residents. We have some resident students who attend at private school or are homeschooled, but they still come for our summer school programming. And I think it's a wonderful way to build some connections and be part of our community. And we do charge tuition for those who are non-residents. So if they live in Whitewater and are coming here for a class and they're not open enrolling to attend in the district, then we do charge tuition. And we had 4 students this year that did that. And our EL program, we had staff who volunteered to work with families to support them with the language barriers so that they could still get their kids enrolled in summer school in a speedy manner. So for the data, I'm not going to read the whole chart, but we've been pretty steady overall with enrollment. We had a dip there in 2020. I think we all might remember why. And we've rebounded nicely. For this third Friday count, the summer school portion is a 3-year average. So we've been very consistent the last 3 years. And the factors that impact enrollment, you can see there. I think the big one to point out is we had 176 students that are open enrollment status. So they're students who are ours during the school year, they open enroll in. But during summer school, DPI doesn't allow us to count them in our membership count for summer school. And so that's always a little hard because there are students, so it feels really weird to draw a line through their membership minutes. But if each of those students would have taken 3 enrichment classes, that would have added another 12 FTE to our report. So that's that. And then just some behind the scenes shout outs just to share. Sarah Olson is an admin assistant that does all the financial admin side of things up at the high school. She's our summer school assistant and does a wonderful job of all the organization. Each of the sites have a building admin assistant during summer school that help us. Chelsea, give a shout out. She helped train one of our new people at Milton East, and that was a huge help. The human resources, payroll, technology, building and grounds, pretty much every department in our district does something to support summer school. And so I get the honor of working with all those great directors and all the great staff to help them help us. And a shout out to my colleagues, the building principals, who do so much to help with supervising students and traffic flow and answering parent questions and helping kids find classes and giving them a ride to the school when they get off the bus at the wrong place and all the things. So just a shout out to them. And that's what I prepared. Any questions?
Sarah, thank you and everyone for all that you guys do to put that together. As a parent, I do hear, oh, I didn't know it started today. Oh, I got to get on the phone. And I think it's Sarah that does that.
Yep.
And my goodness, thanks to
Yeah.
her for taking all of those calls. And
Yep.
but that class is closed, and you just hear in the technology department for getting that site up. I do have a very random. Could you go back to slide 11, please?
Sure.
One more. Where it says what is that child in the middle on the bottom doing?
Oh, okay. So that was one of my consolidated Red Hawks, and he was leaping over that that stack of mats. So they vault up, they jump up, spring up, and then he leapt over, and he actually was landing on a huge mat. So it was amazing, though. I love that picture. I think that's compliments of Cary Club as
That's a fabulous picture. I just had to know what that was because that is a fabulous picture.
That's right.
Thank you all again.
You bet.
Sarah, just piggyback and say thank you to everybody. If you haven't been, it's just to the people at home, it's an amazing thing. And when I think about the word opportunity, one of our foundational words, summer school is just nothing but opportunities for our kiddos. And it's just an amazing event. And we could just do vanilla summer school, but if you go to Milton Summer School and check it out, it's pretty impressive. So that's a big thank you to everybody that does it. So thank you for that. Quick question. You mentioned tuition for the 4 outside of the district.
Mm-hmm.
Ballpark, what does that run? It's
I
not,
think it's like $175 per session. So
it's not cost per head.
And there's a formula. Ross helps me with that every year. There's a formula that kind of looks at what the open enrollment rate is, and then there's a way to kind of prorate that. And so, yeah, he helps me do the math on that. And then we do adjust it annually. Okay. But it's not been a barrier, those people who really want to come. And it's like K-8 enrichment generally.
Yep. Great. Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you.
Next, we'll go into new business, which is, board development planning. And I mentioned this at the last meeting. We sent out a survey and the results were kind of tied between staff communication and onboarding of new board members. And those were the only 2 items that got any votes. So it was very close. So we'll start with staff communication, and Rich and I will be bringing some things forward and some ideas. And then if there's time and we have the energy still for onboarding, we'll start that later in the year. But we'll definitely start with staff communication. A second board development, something that came up was doing those quarterly. And so I'm looking at November right now, and I'll be talking to Chelsea about trying to get a date together. And we'll do probably 3 this year, 1 towards spring. Any questions on that? I want everybody participated in the survey, so thank you for that. All right, thank you so much. And we move on to staffing.
I'll make a motion to approve the staffing report as presented.
Second.
Rich, a question before we do that. The last item in the staffing report doesn't have a recommendation on it. So do you need the board to do something different with just that one?
Yeah, the administration recommends approval of that one, and it can be approved along with the rest of the staffing report. It doesn't have to get pulled out separately.
Okay. And so a vote of yes would mean that that was approved? Okay, I just wanted to be sure. So we have a motion from Rick and a second from Ed. Any other questions or all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Gifts and donations.
I'll make a motion to approve the gifts and donations with gratitude.
Second.
A motion from Rick, a second from Tracy. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Meeting dates.
Our next regularly scheduled board meeting is 2 weeks from tonight on Monday, September 22nd at 6:30 here in the PDC. So our usual fourth Monday of the month. On Tuesday, the 23rd, so the day after that next board meeting, is the Region 13 meeting for WASB, and that's in Burlington. WASB will have recognition for the 4 board members who have reached a new level. That's for John, Ed, Rick, and Joe. If you aren't able to attend, we'll bring that recognition back and hand those out at the following board meeting. If you are planning to attend, please make sure that you reach out to Chelsea by the end of the day tomorrow, if at all possible. And then we have 3 committee meetings. None of them are between this meeting and the next board meeting, but we want to make sure that everybody has those on their calendars. All 3 are between the board meeting on the 22nd and then the next board meeting, which is on October 13th. So HR committee will be meeting on Wednesday, September 24th at 3:45 p.m. That will be in the first floor conference room. And again, that's the HR committee on Wednesday, September 24th at 3:45. On that same day, on Wednesday, 24th, we also will have a finance committee meeting. That will be at 6:30 p.m. Again, Wednesday, 24th, Finance Committee, 6:30 p.m. That will also be in the first floor conference room. And the third committee meeting that's coming up is Governance Committee meeting. That will be on Monday, October 6th at 6:30 p.m. here in the PDC. Again, that's Governance, Monday, October 6th at 6:30 p.m. And then I sent an email out to board members about a special meeting that we need to get on the calendar and get scheduled as soon as possible. So if you haven't had a chance to see that email and respond, get back to us as soon as possible on that with dates that you're available.
Any questions on the meetings?
All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion from Rick, a second from Tracy. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you all.